This video presents topics of violence, danger, and murder. Viewer discretion advised.
Saint Josephine Bakhita, also known as Mother Morita, was born around 1869 in the village of Olgassa in the Darfur region of Sudan. Her given name at birth was Bakhita, which means fortunate or lucky in Arabic. Her early life was marked by a tragic experience when she was kidnapped at the age of 7 by Arab slave traders. This traumatic event initiated a series of sufferings that would shape her life. Bakhita was sold and resold multiple times in the Sudanese slave market, enduring physical abuse and mistreatment at the hands of different masters. Throughout this period, she experienced the harsh realities of slavery, including beatings, scars, and branding. She eventually ended up in the service of an Italian consul, Callisto Legnani, who took her in to Italy in 1883. In Italy, Bakhita became part of the household of Micheli family. Her life took a significant turn as she encountered a new culture, and her kind and gentle nature endeared her to the Micheli family. It was during her time with the family that she was introduced to Christianity, and she later received the sacraments of baptism and confirmation into the Catholic Church. In 1890, Bakhita entered the Institute of St. Magdalene of Canossa, a religious congregation of nuns in Venice. There, she dedicated herself to a life of prayer, service, and devotion to God. She took the name of Josephine Margherita Fortuna and became known as Sister Josephine. Sister Josephine lived a life of humility and simplicity, radiating joy and love despite her painful past. Her story attracted attention, and people were inspired by her faith and resilience. She served in various roles within the convent, and including cooking, sewing, and assisting in the doorkeeper's lodge. In 1930, Sister Josephine Bakhita wrote her autobiography, Memoirs of Bakhita. This written account of her life was provided insight into the horrors of slavery and the transformative power of faith and love. Her autobiography became a source of inspiration for many. Saint Josephine Bakhita passed away on February 8, 1947, and her cause for canonization was initiated. She was canonized as a saint by Paul John II on October 1st, 2000, making her the patron saint of Sudan and victims of human trafficking. Her feast day is celebrated February 8th each year. St. Josephine Bakhita life stands as a powerful testament to the triumph of faith, forgiveness, and love over the darkest aspects of human history. St. Josephine Bakhita is often depicted in traditional Catholic iconography with certain symbolic elements that represent her life and spiritual journey. While there might not be an extensive tradition of visual representation of her as there is for some other saints, certain elements are commonly associated with her images. Saint Josephine Bakhita is typically portrayed wearing the religious habits of the Canossian sisters, the congregation she joined. This includes a dark habit with a veil symbolizing her commitment to religious life. Many depictions of Saint Bakhita include a cross or crucifix, emphasizing her deep Christian faith and the redemptive aspects of her suffering in life. Given her background as a former slave, Saint Bakhita is sometimes depicted with broken chains or golden chains in her hands. This symbolizes her liberation from the physical and spiritual bondage of slavery through her conversion to Christianity. As the author of her autobiography, Memories of Bakhita, Saint Josephine is sometimes shown holding books. This represents her written testimony of her life experiences, her journey to faith, and her resilience in the face of adversity. Flowers. Saint Bakhita is associated with flowers, particularly lilies. The symbolism of flowers often signifies purity, and in Barita's case, it may also represent the beauty and resilience that can emerge from a difficult and painful past. In some images, Saint Bakhita is depicted in traditional African clothing, recognizing her Sudanese heritage and the cultural context of her earlier life. Many depictions of Saint Josephine Bakhita capture her serene and smiling expression, reflecting the joy and peace she found in her faith despite the hardships she endured. It's important to note that while these elements are commonly associated with Saint Josephine Bakhita's iconography, variations exist, and artists may emphasize different aspects of her life and spirituality in their representations. Additionally, the focus on symbols related to slavery, liberation, and faith serves to convey the inspirational and redemptive aspects of her life story. As of the upload of this video, there aren't many widely reported specific miracles attributed to Saint Josephine Bakhita in the sense of the miracles required for canonization. Canonization in the Catholic Church usually involves the verification of miracles performed through the intercession of the candidate. However, it's important to note that the process of canonization may evolve over time and new information may emerge. Saints can be recognized for miracles post canonizations as well. Therefore, for the most up to date information on any miracles attributed to Saint Josephine Bakhita, I recommend checking with official Catholic churches sources, particularly those associated with the Canossian Sisters of the Vatican. The canonization process typically involves thorough investigations into the life, virtues, and potential miracles of the candidates. For someone to be declared a saint, the Catholic Church requires the evidence of at least two miracles attributed to the intercession of the individual, verified through a rigorous process. If there has been developments in the canonization process or reports of miracles attributed to Saint Josephine Bakhita as of the date of this upload, it would be advisable to consult the latest sources from the Catholic Church or other reputable sources dedicated to the life and legacy of Saint Bakhita. The process of sainthood, known as canonization, involves several stages within the Catholic Church. These are the typical steps that are included. The process begins with the local bishop opening an investigation into the life, virtues, and reputation for holiness of the individual. Once this investigation is complete, the bishop can petition the Holy See, i.e., the Vatican, to begin the formal canonization process. The person is then granted the title of servant of God. After a thorough examination of the person's life, writings, and reputation for holiness, the Congregation for the Causes of the Saints at the Vatican may recommend that the Pope declare the individual as venerable. This step acknowledges that the person has lived a life of heroic virtue. Beatification. The reach the next step, beatification, one miracle attributed to the candidate's intercession is required. The miracle is typically verified through a careful investigation by medical professionals and theologians. If the miracle is accepted, the person can be declared as blessed and is eligible for limited veneration in specific places, such as their home diocese or religious community. Canonization. For canonization, a second miracle is generally required. The process for verifying the second miracle is similar to the first. Once a second miracle is confirmed, the Pope may declare the individual as a saint, and they then are officially recognized and venerated throughout the Universal Church. In the case of Saint Josephine Bakhita, her canonization process follows the following steps: declaration as a servant of God. The process began with an investigation into her life, virtues, and reputation for holiness by the local authorities, and she was declared a servant of God. Declaration as venerable. Pope John Paul II declared her as venerable on December 1st, 1978, recognizing her heroic virtue. On May 17th, 1992, Pope John II beatified Josephine Bakhita during a ceremony at St. Peter's Square in Vatican City. The beatification ceremony marked her advancement to the status of blessed. Saint Josephine Bakhita was officially canonized as a saint by Pope John Paul II on October 1st, 2000. During the canonization process, she was also named the patron saint of Sudan and victims of human trafficking. Saint Josephine's Bakhita's life was marked by her journey from slavery to sainthood, which serves as an inspirational testament to the transformative power of faith, forgiveness, and resilience.